the young and the restless spoilers. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. It is a wild day in the soap world, and we have so much to unpack right now. Things are moving at a million miles an hour, and we need to talk about the absolute chaos unfolding. Let's just dive right into the madness, because my head is spinning, and the sirens are blaring. Just picture it. The red and blue police lights flashing all over the walls of Phyllis Summers' house. The police just storming the place like it is some kind of major drug bust. Honestly, my jaw hit the floor when I saw this happening. We all knew Phyllis was playing with massive fire when she kidnapped Matt Clark. We saw her tie him up in that dark, creepy basement a few episodes ago, screaming at him to confess to his crimes so she could use it against Victor Newman. But seeing the cops actually show up at her front door to arrest her, it is a whole different level of crazy, just crazy. Phyllis is just standing there in her living room, completely panicking. You can see the sheer terror in her eyes as the officers read her rights. The walls are literally closing in on her. And, what did she really expect? You can't just snatch a guy off the street, even a terrible, dangerous guy like Matt Clark, and hold him hostage without someone eventually noticing. But the way this all went down is what really gets me. So messy. So incredibly messy. So who tipped off the police? Because we know Sienna Bacall was the one who stalked Phyllis to that basement, attacked her, and freed Matt last week. But Sienna didn't call the cops. No. The anonymous tip to the police, the rock-solid evidence submitted directly to the court that came from Patty Williams, and Matt Clark. Let's just pause and think about that for a second. Patty Williams. The woman is actually a genius, a terrifying, unhinged, brilliant genius. You guys know Patty. She has this innocent, almost childlike vibe sometimes, but underneath it, she is calculating, she is sharp, and she has a memory like an elephant. She and Matt didn't even show their faces to the cops. They just dropped the evidence right into the lap of the authorities. Boom. Done. They provided enough undeniable proof to the court to secure an arrest warrant for Phyllis. And why is Patty doing this? Let's be real here. Patty hates Phyllis. Like deep historical hatred. Do we need to rewind the tapes to remind ourselves of their history? Remember years ago when Patty poisoned Summer Newman? Yeah. Patty has never forgotten how Phyllis treated her, how Phyllis always looked down on her like she was nothing but a crazy nuisance. And now Patty has the absolute upper hand. Patty wants Phyllis in a jail cell. She wants to see her locked in a cage and stripped of all her power and dignity. And honestly, she might just get her wish. It is wild to see Patty pulling the strings like a master puppeteer right now. Usually Patty is the one being manipulated, right? Like Jack Abbott is currently using her in his reckless war to get at Victor. But here she is, taking down Phyllis Summers without even breaking a sweat. It's brilliant. Maybe I'm being too harsh on Phyllis, but she kind of walked right into this one. But then you have Matt Clark, the guy who is supposedly suffering from severe amnesia. Yeah, right. Who actually believes this amnesia storyline? Not me. I never bought it for a single second. Matt is a survivor. He is a predator. And now he's teamed up with Patty, of all people. They are the most unpredictable, dangerous duo in Genoa City right now. Matt got beaten. He got tied up by Phyllis. And instead of just running away or attacking her again, he is using the legal system to destroy her life. He and Patty gathered whatever evidence they needed. Maybe it was security footage, maybe it was audio recordings of Phyllis screaming at him in that basement, or maybe Sienna gave them physical proof. Whatever it was, they handed it over. They gave the court everything it needs to put Phyllis away for a very long time. And Matt gets to play the innocent, confused, amnesiac victim. It makes my blood boil because he is so evil, but you have to admit it's a really good soapy twist. But here is the absolute kicker, the thing that has me typing so fast I can barely feel my fingers right now. When the cops are putting the handcuffs on Phyllis, when she is completely freaking out and losing her mind, she drops a massive bombshell. She screams that she was only following Victor Newman's orders. Wait, what? What were they thinking with this twist? Okay, let's unpack this for a minute. We know Victor set that massive AI evidence trap for Phyllis. He backed her into a corner with Christine Blair. But did he actually order her to kidnap Matt Clark? Or is Phyllis just so desperate and terrified that she is throwing Victor's name out there to save her own skin? Honestly, I wouldn't put anything past Victor. The mustache is completely ruthless. Maybe he manipulated the situation so perfectly, pulling invisible strings, that Phyllis felt she had absolutely no other choice but to kidnap Matt to survive. Maybe Victor subtly planted the idea in her head. Or maybe, just maybe, Victor explicitly told her to do it behind closed doors, promising to make the fake AI evidence disappear if she got Matt to confess to whatever crimes Victor wanted pinned on him. If that's true, then Phyllis really was just a pawn, a desperate, terrified pawn in Victor's massive game of chess. And now she's going down for it. But the big question on everyone's mind, and the fans on social media are already screaming about this, will Victor be arrested too? Let's be real. It's Victor Newman. The man is made of Teflon. Nothing ever sticks to him. Even if Phyllis screams from the rooftops that Victor ordered the kidnapping, what actual proof does she have? Victor doesn't leave a paper trail. He doesn't send text messages saying, "Hey, Phyllis, please commit a felony and kidnap Matt Clark today." He operates entirely in the shadows. So seeing Phyllis try to drag him down with her is almost sad. It's like watching a drowning person trying to pull down a battleship. It's just not going to work. But man, I really want to see the cops march into Newman Enterprises and slap cuffs on Victor. Can you imagine? The look on his face, the absolute outrage. But I doubt it. I really, really doubt it. Victor always wins. And let's talk about Phyllis for a minute. I am so tired of watching her self-destruct. I really am. I've been covering this show for a while, and it feels like every few years the writers just decide to completely break Phyllis down to nothing. She had Michael Baldwin trying to help her, Michael, her best friend, the best lawyer in town. He sat with her at the GCAC. He told her to calm down. He told her not to do anything rash because the AI evidence looked too real. And what does she do? She completely ignores him. She goes rogue. She kidnaps a guy. She gets attacked in a basement. And now she is getting arrested. It is just exhausting. Sometimes I wonder why I even root for her anymore. Okay, that sounded dramatic, but you get what I mean. She is her own worst enemy. She isolates herself and then wonders why she is alone in the back of a police cruiser. And the irony of this whole situation is just too much to handle. Just a few episodes ago, we saw Christine Blair get arrested in the middle of a courtroom because Michael proved the emails were AI generated by Newman Enterprises. Phyllis was smiling. She was gloating. She thought she had won the ultimate victory. She watched her lifelong rival get hauled off in handcuffs and face prison time. And now, literally days later, the exact same thing is happening to her. The flashing lights, the police officers, the public humiliation. It is karma hitting her like a massive freight train. And you know, Christine's going to hear about this and just laugh her head off. It is a complete circus. And poor Daniel Romolotti, is over here trying to play peacemaker between Phyllis and Christine. He is trying to get them to mediate their decades-long blood feud. He is trying to be the mature adult in the room. And while he is trying to broker peace, his mother is getting arrested for kidnapping. I mean, Daniel must be so exhausted. I feel for the guy. He just wants peace, and his family is a literal war zone. Every time he tries to fix something, Phyllis blows it up with dynamite. So what happens next? Phyllis is going to be booked. She is going to need an absolute miracle to get out of this mess. Will Michael even represent her after she completely ignored his legal advice and committed a major felony? Probably, because Michael is a glutton for punishment and he loves her. But the evidence from Patty and Matt is supposedly airtight. And Patty is out there roaming the streets of Genoa City, feeling incredibly powerful. Patty Williams is essentially running the chessboard right now. Let that sink in. Patty and Matt are the ones calling the shots and taking down Titans. It's a terrifying thought. Zooming out a bit, this whole storyline is just classic Y&R, but it feels so much darker right now. The stakes are incredibly high across the board. We have Nick in a hospital bed with brain damage from poison drugs. We have Adam drowning in guilt. We have Jack recklessly manipulating Patty. And now Phyllis is going to jail for a kidnapping she claims Victor ordered. The entire town is just spiraling into absolute chaos. I honestly don't know how any of these characters are going to recover from this. The writers are just burning everything to the ground right now. And I guess I am here for the ashes. But, wow, it is a lot to process. A lot. I just keep picturing the look on Phyllis's face when the cops walked in. The absolute realization that she has lost. She tried to play Victor's game and she lost. She tried to play Matt Clark's game and she lost. And she got outsmarted by Patty Williams, of all people. That has to be the biggest blow to her massive ego, to be taken down by Patty. It is poetic justice in a very twisted, soapy way. I just hope the pacing keeps up, because right now this show is moving at 100 miles an hour and I am barely holding on. We will see if Victor actually faces any heat for this, but I am not holding my breath. He will probably just sit in his leather chair, sip his tequila, and watch the news coverage of Phyllis's arrest with a tiny, smug smile. Typical Victor, typical Genoa City. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, because my brain is fried from all this drama.